and welcome back to the show court. Victoria 23s against Queensland 23s on day 4 of the 2018 Australian Championships. Joining me in commentary for this one is Giants coach Julie Fitzgerald. Thanks very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to it.
So just talking a bit off air, you were involved in underage nationals a while ago now, before your illustrious elite coaching career. Do you get the similar vibe with all the states sort of mixing in together around the stadium?
Yeah, I think it's great. The crowds here are obviously really enthusiastic, and I know at nationals you start to make friends in the other teams, and the coaches and the managers and the players are all making friends with everybody, and you get that camaraderie, and I'm sure it's the same here. It
sure is, and certainly a lot of rivalry as well. And we'll just run through the lineups now for both sides. For Victoria, Lotes and Cowling in the goal circle. Rooney, Franz and Dambrauskas are the mid-quarters, with Martin and Marco Rawlings in the defence end. For Queensland, Melsheimer starts at goal shooter, McIntyre at goal attack, Burton at wing attack, Spence at centre. Coles, Joblin and Branch make up the defensive trio, with Victoria with the first centre pass. And Franz onto Cowling. And Victoria have played Queensland already in this tournament on day 2 and were winners 45-30. They sit clear on top of the ladder. New South Wales and Queensland will battle out for second and third place at the end of the rounds. Semi-finals will begin on Friday. Melsheimer just cooks that one.
Yeah, he's lucky to get that, actually. I thought he made little attempt to get it in the air.
Victoria just on the charge now. Lotes swings it to Franz. Cowling gets the front cut, but a great jump there from Branch. Victoria were the champions last year, beat Queensland in the final by 6 from memory. Cowling, that was touched on the hand there from Joblin.
And very cleanly done.
Cowling not happy with that distance. Quick offload to Lotes. And the Vics take an early 2-0 lead with the centre pass to follow. Franz, strong drive to the edge of the circle. Cowling back to the transverse line to Martin. Lotes not offering too much.
No, it's a little bit static in the circle. There's not too many options. They're getting it to the circle easily.
And just too much on it from Franz on that occasion. So Branch with the throw in. Coles, Joblin. Good drive from Spinks. He had a great grand final last year. McIntyre across the circle. And has the chance now to put up Queensland's first, but passes off. A little bit pedantic there, Julie.
Just a little, yeah. I think one of the features already is Victoria plays on so quickly, and they're not waiting for everyone to be able to play, which is a good feature of our game now they've changed the rule.
So Queensland looking to equalise now through Coles and Spinks. That was a tough take from Melsheimer.
He's under a bit of pressure, but it's all coming from behind, so it draws a bit of whistle. If they could get around the front a little bit more, I think they'd win a bit of ball back down there.
Franz now. Dambrauskas. Martin along the line. No progress further down the court yet for Victoria. Cowling now.
And Queensland have very quickly worked out how much pressure they can put on the goal attack by doubling back on the shooter.
Cowling shoots through on that occasion. And Marco Rawlings read that early and it falls into his lap. Martin, well held. Cowling centres up the play. Lotes now on the front hold.
That was a much easier progression down court than the previous one.
And nicely finished. Cowling. And Spinks just taps it out. Probably had the chance to grab that one.
He read it well though.
And Spinks again. Coles. Oh, hands on it from Martin. Lotes now out of the circle. Rooney. Cowling drops back into space.
There's a lot of pressure on Cowling in that circle. He's got to be the playmaker and the mover.
Three-second call on Cowling on the throw-in. Queensland a chance to get one back, but through the hands of Joblin, who's not only tall but has the wingspan of a Boeing 747. What a great lean and jump there from Branch. So Victoria with the break now, lead by 3. Burton, Joblin at the transverse line, looks to go straight into Melsheim, and Marco Rawlings had good position. It probably wasn't put into the space well enough from Travis.
The goalkeeper had much better position there. He was a far better position to have a clean challenge at the ball.
Quick movement between Cowling and Franz.
Yeah, Victoria got it down easily then.
Great rebound from Joblin though. McIntyre, Burton. Burton just keeps his foot onside. Too much height on that pass too.
It's a shame really, but Spinks does an excellent job of getting it down to this end of the court, and then it just becomes a little bit stagnant and they can't flow on with the speed that he generates them.
Another 3-second call, this time on outside the circle. Martin, Dambrowskis down the line to Rooney. Franz picks himself up and gets on with it. Cowling. Franz now looking for someone, anyone. McIntyre just stays
well done
on
to
line.
keep that in.
Branch a little stuck, but gets help through Burton. Now Coles. And determined to be off Branch, and Lotes is pretty happy with that call. Queensland now through Burton, Joblin, and now just swings it long.
Nice pass, well read. Nice little fake on that.
So almost 8 minutes gone in the first quarter. Victoria 5-3. Martin just stuck momentarily. Franz and Cowling just glides in front of the hold that Lotes had put on and can finish it. McIntyre heads back, but gets a quick
Nice play,
ball.
well set up that one.
Cowling, Rooney, Spinks a little late. Cole's just a holding call outside the circle. Offside, sorry. Oh, great reflexes from both Branch and Joblin to have been able to get up that high for that second attempt.
I really don't know how Cowling came up with that one, I think.
McIntyre. Oh, good read by Dambrauskas, and he goes offside. Spinks.
It's definitely a lot harder for Queensland if they can keep, for Victoria, sorry, if they keep Spinks out of the play. Queensland struggle to get the ball down the court.
Definitely seems to be a playmaker, and McIntyre seems to head back to the goal circle probably a little too early on attack, but Coles now comes up with it for Queensland. Burton, Joblin, McIntyre deep, and a quick ball into Melshine.
That was nice play, well structured that one.
He hasn't missed, 5 from 5.
Yeah, and I don't think the goal attack has had a, and as you said, he drops back early, but not playing a shooting role either.
And Cowling was almost home alone there. Strong rebound from Cowling, and he makes good with that one. So under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the lead is still 3. So after that first little break of play, there hasn't been ascendancy to either side really, been goal for goal.
Now, if there's been a turnover, both sides have struggled to convert it, so they've lost the advantage of it a little bit. McIntyre doesn't want to shoot. Let's see if he puts, no, he won't put that up.
Victoria now through Franz. There was no real second phase. They had to go sideways.
Yeah, they get really stuck just near the transverse. They get very lateral there for a couple of passes. They just need to drive up there.
Joblin again with those long arms, but Cowling makes good. Lotes hasn't had a goal for a while too. McIntyre, Burton, goes back to Coles. Spinks now. Burton, good spin from McIntyre.
There's his goal.
That's his first.
The Victoria need to be a little bit more disciplined down here. They're giving too many second shots away. This is where we get stuck. That's better. Getting a bit of depth on the second phase makes a big difference for them.
And Lotes is really struggling to be free. He's just sort of hovering in the background there, and Cowling can't find him.
And it allows the two defenders to set up and have a strong position, where if you just drag one across a little bit, they'd have to make a decision as to whether they'd stay on him or pick up Cowling.
Oh, Marco Rawlings had a look. And now Queensland have a chance to level it with the centre pass. McIntyre's just looking long every time. Cross-court ball was risky.
I think we need a little bit more injection from Burton in wing attack. They just lack that link at the top of the third, and if Spinks can't give it to them for whatever reason, or is the ball carrier, they really struggle.
Probably needed to rotate it on that circle to be a shorter option. Long ball finds Cowling. Friends. Again, they're a little held up on that transverse line. Cowling's looking into the circle, but nothing's on. That time there is. And that was Queensland's centre pass.
Yeah, that was a shame. It gave them a chance to really level it up.
But now with less than a minute remaining, Victoria lead by 2. Good attempt from McIntyre, but just offside. Cowling better on the second attempt. So not much time left, but Queensland certainly have enough time to score. Martin hits it out. They're going to look long to Melsheimer, but they can't make it count. So Victoria go to lead at quarter time in the 23 and under division, 11-8 over Queensland. So quarter time, Vic 23s lead Queensland 23s 11-8. Julian, a little bit frantic in that first quarter?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of control, and I think possibly at both ends, but particularly down the Victorian end, if Lotes would just come out of the circle a little bit at times to help them up and open up the movement. But at the moment, he's kind of hogging all that space underneath the goalpost and making it very hard for Cowling to find an easy entry into the circle, as well as not giving them much of a link between the centre third.
So Lotes, he's done well with his opportunities, 5 from 5, Cowling 6 from 8, Melsheimer 7 from 8, and McIntyre just the single goal. They're really looking to Melsheimer to be the focal point for Queensland.
Definitely. But I think he needs a little bit more help up the front. They just lack that link between the transverse and the top of the circle.
So it doesn't look like Victoria making any changes heading into the second term. And coming up next at 6:30, it's the mixed open division, New South Wales up against Victoria, which will be a replay of last year's grand final also. Teams about to head back out on court now.
Victoria looking a little bit more confident and energetic.
Bit of talk, they're out early.
Yep. Good communication while they're out there in the groups.
Cowling a little.
Could have given him that, I thought.
Yeah, it was on.
Could have set himself up for a double play as well.
Lotes happy to finish the first goal of the second quarter. McIntyre, good challenge from Dambrauskas and backed up by Cowling. Marco Rawlings now. And down the middle to Rooney. Cowling is having a look in the circle, but again, Lotes is not offering too much.
And it's really only giving Cowling the edges of the circle to play with, which is making it more difficult for him. It'll be interesting to see if the pressure they're putting on Cowling starts to tell towards the end of the game.
And just some miscommunication too between Lotes and Cowling on that occasion. So Queensland come up with it. Spinks all the way back to Branch. Coles, Joblin, 1-2 with Branch. Spinks now to McIntyre. Ooh. It was off balance and Melsheimer's down. Gets back up a little gingerly.
Yeah, Queensland won't want to lose him, especially this early in the match.
Makes good with the first goal of the second quarter for Queensland. And Julie, you're gearing up for a big year in Super Netball with the Giants this year. Do you get a little bit of a break while the Commonwealth Games is on, or are you still training as normal?
No, we're still training. We've obviously got 3 girls away, but the girls that are remaining here are still working really, really hard together with our training partners. And we know when they come back, we've only got a week. So we haven't got a lot of time to get ready for that first game once the Com Games are over. So we're working very hard.
And are you looking forward to the new season starting?
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It has been the longest pre-season of all time, and it's real. I think everyone is just dying for the first game to happen now.
And obviously hoping to go one better than just making the grand final last year.
Yeah, we were bitterly disappointed with how we played that grand final. We played so well leading into it and went out with a bit of a whimper, and that still hurts. It took me months before I could watch the game again, and I don't think that'll necessarily drive them because you want to be successful in every game, but we were certainly bitterly disappointed with that.
And do you think you've got a stronger team with you this year, and not only just the team in itself, but the fact that you've had another 12 months to work with the players?
I just think we're terribly fortunate because we've managed to retain virtually the same team. But then Christiana Manura and Kim Green, who we lost so early, have come back into it. So we don't have to rebuild and start all over again in any beautiful goal from Cowling. We don't have to rebuild or shape up, start all over again. So we're pretty lucky in that sense. And to have those 2 players returning is awesome.
Yeah, contact on Franz on that occasion. Tried to drive through Spinks.
Queensland really need to capitalise on this. They don't want it to blow out anymore.
So a 3-1 start to the quarter, and they've just given it back to the VICs. Franz now down the middle to Lotes. That's opening it up, but Cowling's looking for a way back to the circle.
It does make a difference when Lotes is prepared to come out there.
Vic's fortunate to get that back with a replay call on Joblin. Oh, Cowling just happy to take the shot over Joblin and his incredibly long reach. And the margin now at 6. Melsheimer, that ball was better and into space. Marco Rawlings couldn't contest that one, but he can the rebound. McIntyre, and Melsheimer just comes out of the circle. Probably not his smartest choice, and the Vics come up with it.
Not in that situation, no. One thing I really noticed about both teams, obviously the guys have got really good elevation and they've got long arms, but the release of the ball from most players is quite low, and it brings that into play so much more. I'd love to see them get the ball up a bit higher. We have got Lotes coming out of the circle now, which will make a bit of a difference for Cowling, I think, but we need him back in now.
Oh, good touch from Spinks. Lotes mops up, and Cowling on offer, and that is a tough shot over Joblin. Margin now at 8. So So 5 gone in the second quarter, almost 6 minutes gone, and just 1 goal from Queensland. And Martin, too good in the air. Franz, Cowling looking for something, a little lost. Rooney, hard drive from Cowling down, and he opens it up for himself.
I think we're about to see a replacement in the Queensland side. I was just wondering, do you have the luxury of technical timeouts in the men's game?
No, we don't. We just have
so
the
this will be a
30-second
substitution.
injury. Yes, straight on.
I don't think it's too bad an idea to inject a bit something different down this end. They really are struggling to get the ball in, and we'll see if they can do something different with Lowbridge coming on.
So Lowbridge to goal shooter and Melsheimer to goal attack. McIntyre coming off, and he'd only had the 1 attempt.
You've got to make a change when it's run away like that.
Loads, just confident as well.
It shows he's capable of that longer shot too. He can offer a bit more movement in there.
Maybe the words at quarter time worked. Martin now having to contend with the taller Melsheimer, and he still gets his hand on the pass.
But again, we're trying to pass from waist height.
Franz back to Martin, who went offside. Branch comes out of the circle, but a little late. Joblin got a touch to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how legal the touch was, but
Victoria just at a canter at the minute. It's 9-1 this quarter.
very little pressure on them.
Queensland just need to be a little bit smarter about the way they're trying to contest. I think they're getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, they need to move their feet a little bit more, not come in late, not try and swipe from behind. It started to concern Howling a little bit on his shot.
That was a better hold from Lopes. And he's matched his efforts from the first quarter. He's now 10 from 10.
We'll see if this change down here can make some difference for them.
Spinks looking to create something. Melsheimer's out, could have swung it, but went the shorter option and too much on it to Spinks.
So nearly 10 minutes gone and still only that one goal, and the change hasn't brought them any joy either.
They probably could have just changed tactics a little bit to try and work it to the circle a little better than maybe restructure the players on court. So Melsheimer cautioned for delay. And Franz just too much on that pass.
Really need to put some effort in now to hold Victoria up, not let them get the ball down the court. Hold Queensland up.
Coles, back to Branch. Coles again.
It's 3 passes in the defence third, that's what you want to see.
And a holding call on Joblin leaves now a 2-on-1 in the circle.
And he did, that was a bit undisciplined. But that comes from the defensive work up in this third and people getting a bit frustrated in the middle that the ball's not coming.
Just shows how important it is to have really strong defensive skills as a goal attack and a wing attack.
And they did a good job of it then.
Branch moved around that time, so he got some good pressure on Lotes, who couldn't take the pass.
And Lotes didn't really present strongly. It was difficult to know exactly where he wanted that ball.
Spinks now, Joblin. Coles through the hands and Lotes. That hurts.
And again, very lateral.
So the Vic's 12-1 in this quarter. Queensland have got some soul searching to do at halftime.
Much better approach, but we're in trouble down here now trying to get it in. Their play to circle edge then was good.
Burton. Melsheimer wanting to usher it as close to the post as possible.
And nearly lost it. Don't step into that.
Melsheimer, the only scorer for the Queensland side this quarter. Just over 3 minutes to go, and Victoria are going to go into a similar position to, or a similar margin to what they won by on day 2. So that'll please their coach.
Cowling's having a field day down here now. He's under very little pressure. Shooting the ball beautifully. And when a shooter gets a ball easier, they find it so much easier to set up their ribbon and put the ball through.
Spinks gathers. And Martin. There was an obstruction on Franz. Burton. Now, Lowbridge, that's his first. Brings the margin back to 13. But less than 2 minutes remaining to half time. Quick play, and that was a beautifully weighted ball from Franz. Queensland doesn't seem to be too much urgency about them. Coles. Spinks looks down the same side, but has to go across to Melsheimer. Burton. Spinks. Now they hit circle edge. Marco Rawlings just picked up just a bad attempt from Melsheimer then. I think I copped a knock to the face for his efforts.
I'd really like to see Queensland put a little bit more craft in their attacking game. They're really just trying to outrun Victoria on every play, and it's not happening. A few dodges, change of direction, change of pace would really help them out here. Beautiful shot.
He's 8 from 10 this quarter, 14 from 18 overall at 78%.
And done a power work out the front before he puts that shot up.
And Lotes actually hasn't missed. Oh, now that was an advantage contact pretty much from Branch, and Cowling mops up Lotes under the ring. That's his first miss, commentator's curse. And just as we approach half-time, that margin is now out to 16.
And still only those 2 goals for Queensland. Sorry, 3 goals for Queensland. We won't take one away from them.
They need all the goals they can get. I don't think Lowbridge is offering too much.
No, and he holds on quite an acute angle, which makes it difficult for the feeder to place the ball.
And that is half time. So Victoria with a handsome lead, 27-11 against Queensland in the 23 and under division.
And in a tournament that runs this long and you play so many games, it allows them now, if they want to rest a few players and bring on some fresh legs. And start to think about what's in the rest of the week.
And Queensland probably needing to make some changes to try and get back into it and restore some confidence.
They definitely need someone out there who's going to give them a bit of confidence and a bit of spark. They're looking rather crestfallen, and even that loose ball at the end there, they're the sort of things you really want to pounce on, particularly when you're down, and there wasn't a lot of interest shown in that. So they'll need to have a bit of soul searching at halftime, I think.
Passion, dedication, fun and fitness. What do all these things have in common? These are all the qualities of Game Clothing and our brand ambassadors, professional athletes Laura Langman and Stephanie Wood. Stay up to date with all the latest ambassador and product news at gameclothing.com.au.
So Victoria with a very handy 16-goal lead at halftime over Queensland. And Melsheimer only shot 2 goals after 7 from 8 in the first quarter. They moved him out to goal attack, and I don't think it really worked for them, but he sits on 9 from 11 at 82%. Jaden Cowling has just had a phenomenal half, and
I've noticed now he's going to wing attack, so it'll be interesting to see what effect that has on the shooting circle.
Keen to see who they've popped into goal attack. Perhaps Josh Smith. But that's a pretty big, pretty big lead to have at half time. So McIntyre's coming back on at goal attack. Hocking to wing defence. Melsheimer's moving to goal defence, and Joblin to goalkeeper, meaning Branch is going off, as is Jason Coles. So almost set for the second half. James Munter comes on at wing defence for Victoria. Isaac Jones onto goal attack, and Cowling moves to wing attack. Dambrauskas to centre, meaning Rooney and Franz take a break. So Lotz starting this quarter outside the circle. Shot from Lotz.
He's got a good long shot and he's not bad when he does move. So he should take advantage of those assets a little bit more.
Spinks, McIntyre now. Let's see if he's going to put up a few more goals or whether they'll look to Lowbridge to take that burden from Melsheimer.
That was a good pass from Spinks then.
And coming up after this match, mixed open, New South Wales up against Victoria. It's a 2017 Grand Final replay. And we've lost the ball.
See, we talked about injecting energy. What you really want to see there is Queensland pouncing on that ball and getting the play happening again really quickly and showing Victoria that they've come to fight this out.
Burton. Hawking getting involved early. Dambrauskas with the tip and keeps it in. Or not.
Not sure about that one. Plus he came over the top very cleanly from behind there. No contact at all. Ah, you got to shoot that.
Good lean from Marco Rawlings. And taken, says the umpire. So McIntyre misses that first opportunity. Hunter, Cowling, Lotz.
And again, Lotz is not only standing still and drawing two under there, he's leaving very little room for the goal attack to play in. Bit of confusion over bibs here.
Again, Jones is hunting behind Lotz, but didn't do much. Lotz ends up with the goal anyway. So both teams will make the four, but Queensland will certainly want to get some confidence and a bit of consistency heading in towards finals, because it's highly likely that they'll face each other there.
And that's what they should be fighting for here, to really walk out of here knowing that they've narrowed the gap a little bit, that they finished strongly.
There's a neat bounce pass from Spinks. Lowbridge looked good out of the hands, but didn't drop. Dambrauskas.
Very little pressure down the court then, easily down in 3 passes.
Jones with his first shot's an air ball. And Victoria too, heading into finals, are going to be looking for consistency across 4 quarters also.
Yeah, they won't want to fall away. They'll want to know they've got a good 4 quarters in them.
Spinks, Melsheimer on the drive, and good hands from Hunter. Just touch on the hand from Marco Rawlings. So Lowbridge. A far more low-scoring quarter, just 2 goals each in over 4 minutes to play.
Good chase down then.
Good run down by Joblin.
And that's what you
Queensland.
need. You need a couple of players out there to be really hungry for the ball. Yeah, McIntyre's working hard to get a fake and a penalty there, but he's not going to get it. Queensland needs to put the ball up.
Dambrowska swings it across court. Tough take from Cowling. Jones now again short. First one was long, but Melsheimer's foot was out. And also Nathan Selvage on at goalkeeper for Victoria. Missed that one earlier. Margin now 17. I think he's lost a little bit of zip, and that's too easy to pick off.
He's lost zip, and all his leads are straight across the court or straight down towards the circle, and it's giving Victoria the opportunity to get a hand to too many things. This is where I say that he's got to stop just running hard. He's put a bit more craft in with his move.
And I think Jones was trying to draw the defender from Loads, but they both stood on him. McIntyre trying to inject a bit of speed through the middle, but again, Victoria just able to hold Queensland up. And again, Munter just receiving an explanation for the penalty. And in 7 minutes, Queensland have scored what they did in the second quarter in total.
And the scores are even. They're running with centres at the moment, so they can get some comfort out of that.
Jones, that's his first. Spinks, Burton, McIntyre haven't progressed any further.
That's better from Burton.
Oh, McIntyre, that just came off the hand wrong. He can't believe it, but Spinks catches it. And Selfridge returns the favour.
Again, that low release and archy pass is easy to get a hand to. Good effort there, no one to chase it down for him.
Munter tries to take it with him. It was thrown kind of behind him. Looks a little disjointed coming out of the Victorian defence end.
And Queensland are sensing that. They've really tightened up their defence through the mid-court.
Loates. Just the one miss.
That's a lost centre to Queensland, though.
Quick hand from behind from Hocking and a possession call to Melshine. McIntyre all alone, but doesn't look to the circle first, tries to look out to create something.
Queensland have to back themselves. They have to put the ball up when they get it into the circle. They just don't have time for all this. That's one back for them. Hopefully they'll convert this.
And the centre pass to follow. Good challenge from Munter. Burton, Hocking, Burton. Oh, to the same space, Burton and McIntyre.
Yeah, we need McIntyre in there once they're on the edge of the circle.
That was just...
That was just careless. I mean, it was a shame.
They'd worked so hard on the last goal. Jones short, or was that a pass? We'll call it a pass.
We'll put a pass.
18 from 19 now for Loates. And a break from Melsheimer. Dambrowskis probably should have taken it because he did set it, put the ball down, and he should have passed it. Just lost the handle on it, McIntyre.
Yeah, and he's looking to the umpire for the call, but I doubt he's going to get it on that.
Loads.
Joblin's been a little bit more effective in goalkeeper, and certainly his reach has got into their heads a bit.
Margin now 19 with just over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. That was just too wide for McIntyre to chase down. It's the basic passing that's a big fault in Queensland's game at the minute. Quick 1-2 between Dambrowskis, just flicked it back onto Cowling.
And like some of these passes aren't great, but I think we could have a bit more effort to pull some of them in, just to give ourselves a bit more energy, show that we're up for the fight. Bit of trouble with the ball.
Little sweaty, so we'll change it. Victoria overload on the centre pass and then get a little stuck. Munter though through the middle. Loads out now. Margin at 20. That was a good drive from Loates.
Yeah, Loates has good movement when he puts his foot down.
Just a quick change of direction is losing Joblin as Dambrowskis tries from behind. Spinks now. Burton. McIntyre. Oh.
They're really missing Lowbridge a lot. There's times that you could get him the ball with a decent pass, but they're fiddling around with it and passing it inside and out. And much better than they use the angles of the circle really well. I think he could be quite effective for them if they fed him just a little bit better.
So the margin's still at 20. Cowling, that was a tough take. Had a brilliant first half goal attack.
He's the master down this attack end. Everything that's happening, he's setting up. He's very athletic. He's good in the air. He's good on the ground.
That was a great pass too to Loates. So the margin just skipping out now. 10-5 the quarter break.
And Loates has really come into the game now.
McIntyre keeps it in. Lowbridge. Should finish. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Victoria wanting to get another goal on the board. Will Loates back himself?
I think he may as well. Shouldn't have said that, I've cursed him.
Queensland with a rare rebound. Joblin now stuck for an option. Dick's trying to hold them up.
Everyone's a little bit high. They've got nowhere to go but backwards or across. Need a bit of depth on their leads.
McIntyre.
That's better.
Burton.
But again, we can get that ball in.
Dambrowskis. That was a great touch over the top of
It was
Spinks.
a great touch.
No contact call. Munter. That was a long ball to Cowling, who doesn't quite get the handle on it. Jones. Sweet shot.
He's a bit more comfortable in there now, Jones, I think.
Queensland just not in a hurry in these last seconds to score.
No, I think if they'd had a bit more urgency in the beginning of this quarter, it would have injected some energy into it. Victoria don't like the call.
Good jump from Selfridge. And again, so Lowbridge with what might be the last score of the game unless Victoria mighty quick.
He collected the post when he came through on that one.
Yeah, he threw himself in the air and he's called time,
He saved the goal.
but not his body.
No.
Might have winded himself.
I think he's given himself a bit of a fright too. He'll be right.
So he's good to go. Needing a towel just to wipe the court. Good another.
According to us, time's up, so we'll see if they can get a ball in here. What you don't want to do here is give away a penalty in the circle. It's unlikely they'll score. Having said that, they'll probably score now, but if our time's right.
Oh, smart from Jones.
And our time's not right, and we knew that would happen. We're even going to have time for a centre at this rate.
Oh, read it early, Selfridge. Melshine, Burton, McIntyre. Again, good touch from Dambrauskas.
Burton's got good acceleration off the mark. If you get his starting position a little bit better, he could be quite effective down here. Lowbridge is using his body really well now. It's much more obvious where he wants the ball.
And it works well too when Burton's willing to use the angle and not just try and throw it straight through. Jones again, can he do it? Another off shot. 4 from 6 for the quarter. Rawlings just out of the hands of McIntyre now. Spinks, Burton, good take, offloaded, McIntyre. Doesn't get them any closer to the circle. Unfortunate offside from Munter. But he's in no hurry to take it. Not sure how much time's left. The timekeeper's still sitting in her chair.
I've lost the plot on time. I thought we were out a while ago.
Oh, Dambrauskas, that was a brilliant attempt. Drew the contact from Spinks, was up early.
We need McIntyre in here now, defending and moving at everything he's got. He's won it back.
Yeah, far too wide then. But Victoria sitting pretty, 39-19. McIntyre, quick flick to Lowbridge. Finishes the shot.
He's really come into the game in this quarter, and it's been a much better quarter for Queensland. They need to come out with some real fire in the last one and finish it with a bit of pride and confidence coming into the finals.
scored 9 goals this quarter, 8 in the first, just 3 in the second. Victoria 12 this quarter. And Lowbridge makes good with that one as well.
He's been quite dominant in this quarter.
He scored all their goals, 9 from 10. Sorry, 10 from 11. Oh, tipped it, Melsham. I'm not sure if that ball was on. It's to send into the ring. Burton, that was a quick transition.
That was
from
the best play of
Queensland.
the game.
And
Little bit.
Lowbridge can finish.
And that's the sort of thing that can lift a team. From here on in, they should just be able to get a little bit more energy into it. If they convert this.
Well, Queensland have picked themselves up over the last couple of minutes.
And the Victorian defenders are starting to look a little bit tired.
Loads with Victoria's 40th. He's 22 from 25 at 88%. He almost scored more than Queensland have. And he's the top scorer on the court. Spinks, Melshine, but Spinks again. It's taking a while to find the space, and that was good pressure from Victoria. And Browsix with another hand into it.
Yeah, we need Lowbridge to get under the post now. There he goes. Do have a lot more opportunities they could get this ball to Lowbridge. Nice shot from McIntyre.
Two from 4 from McIntyre for the game. Melsheimer just into the back of Cowling then.
And that's a great chase. That's what we want to see. Not just getting the tip, but chasing it down and trying to regain it.
This must be the longest 15 minutes of my life, because I think it's been up about 5 minutes ago.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm not real sure what's happening time-wise.
Jones off target with that one.
And the boys are starting to feel it as well. I think everyone's looking to the timekeeper.
And she's finally out of her chair. Victoria at three-quarter time lead Queensland in the 23 and under division 40-24. So Victoria with a handy 16-goal lead, but Julie, 13-all quarter that last quarter.
It was, and I think Queensland should gain a bit of confidence from that. And I'd really like to see them come out and fight for everything in this last quarter and walk away with a bit more pride.
So I wonder if Victoria is going to make any changes in response to that last quarter, or whether they're still going to try and run with a bit of keep their fresh legs on there and keep their rotations up.
Yeah, I don't know the strength of their bench or anything, but you start to look at someone like Cowling who's so vital to them. Do you give him a rest now? Do you keep him fresh for the finals ahead? They're all the hard decisions to make.
Victoria back out. Franz has come back on at centre. For Victoria, and Munter into it early.
And again there, if he could have just stopped and taken a step back, he would have been free, but he's trying to outrun again on that lateral lead. Bit unlucky there. I do think Victoria was offside. I mean, Queensland was offside. Victoria was offside. Great take there by Spinks.
Burton and Lowbridge now on the front lead. Shot 12 from 13 that last quarter.
Bit unlucky there. I don't know that he really got a hand on that.
It was a little too easy for Victoria with the 2-on-1 in the circle.
Yeah, set up a nice screen.
Oh, Lotes misses 2 in a row.
It's actually a little bit too close to the post now.
Spinks just doesn't really have a lot of energy when he walks back to that centre circle.
No, I think all this sort of thing is what generates a bit of a fight back. Again, we could have gone straight to Lowbridge. Just a little bit of patience. That was a hard fall too.
Yeah, not sure if he slipped.
Might still be a bit of moisture there from the fall before.
Yeah. Burton now, McIntyre swings it to Spinks and just waits behind the play. And he's offline with that one, but Selfridge can't keep it in.
Oh.
Burton just a little soft on the hands. And a good bounce pass around the body of Martin to Lowbridge.
I'm quite impressed with Lowbridge. He's certainly made the difference for Queensland. He's given them an easy target. He's holding well now. Mixes it up a little bit. Sometimes a front hold, sometimes a hold straight to the post. Little bit of energy here being given to Burton from the side.
Not sure if that's entirely legal, but...
I was just wondering that. Are you allowed to give people snakes during the game?
I don't know. Well, they don't feed the commentators during the match.
No,
so.
They don't. Certainly wouldn't be allowed to do that in our league.
Just a wayward pass from Melsheimer. Too much for Burton, but it's play on the over a third. Victoria did pick up the ball. Jones, Cowling, Looking for something from Lotes. Looks a little congested there with Jones and Lotes in there.
Worked it around well on the edge until the opening came.
So Melsheimer cautioned for something else now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he did that warranted a caution, but umpire not happy with something down there.
So again, just a bit of a raggedy old start to the quarter. 2 apiece and nearly 5 minutes gone. Queensland will play Victoria, the second Victorian team, tomorrow.
And that's a great pass, and there's an opportunity, possibly not from quite so far out, but there's a real possibility to get that ball to Lowbridge sooner and cleaner.
And Victoria have a 10 o'clock game tomorrow morning against New South Wales. Melsheimer's just looking a little frustrated now. I've got a temp from Cowling. Martin trying to come through on Burton. It's looking a little scrappy, and some tired bodies here on day 4.
You will respect that second quarter might have been a bit long, third quarter, sorry, might have been a bit long, and it could have taken it out of them. I don't think anyone will be sorry when this is over.
They're probably hoping that this last quarter's 10 minutes.
Yeah, especially when they've got to front up again in the morning.
There'll be plenty of ice baths. Do they still have ice baths? Is that still a thing?
Oh, definitely.
I know the players are big fans.
Yeah, and particularly when it's hot and that, even just bring your body temperature down quickly is a good thing. And
What's your post-coaching de-stress? What do you do after a game?
takes me a while. I don't sleep after games, whether you win or whether you lose. I just cannot sleep. You replay it and replay it and replay it. I don't think an ice bath would help me though. Let's not put that idea in anyone's head.
Quick ball, quick take of the penalty to Jones, and Melsheimer knows his head was down on that one.
That was something that impressed me about Victoria in the first quarter, was how quickly they played on when the whistle went.
Burton a little stuck, goes back to McIntyre, who really should be trying to create something in the goal third. Spinks now.
Yeah, in the first quarter we were thinking he dropped too early, and now we think he's possibly a bit too high.
No,
but I think he's covering a little bit. Burton's feeling it, and I think he's covering a little bit for that and helping him out a bit. I don't know how you adjudicate that as to whether it's up or down.
Yeah.
It's not something I've had to deal with much in women's game.
It's certainly not something I'd like to have to umpire. Burton with
so much going on in that circle, and then you've got to read that one.
Franz looking to swing it. Look, Cowling offered around the outside to fake, but couldn't.
It was a shame then, because Joplin read that really well.
Jones now. Franz finds his way to the circle in good position.
I think Franz has had a good game. Spence was so dominant early on in the match.
Yeah, he's certainly taken him out. Well, you are picking our medals to go player of the match. Just a little added pressure in the last quarter. Loads back-to-back goals. That one was a little easier for Victoria. So the margin was out to 20, but it's back to 16. which is what it was at half-time.
Yeah, I do think Queensland have had their opportunities to perhaps make this a little bit closer, but at least their second half has been a lot stronger.
Oh, beautiful run on from McIntyre. That was pretty to watch.
And they're just finding Lowbridge so much better now, and it's paying off for them.
Yeah, it took them a
He's
while
accurate.
in that third quarter to find him, but now they've got their rhythm out there. Put up 18 from 19.
You can't argue with that in half a game.
Cowling, his foot was out.
But everyone's chasing it up for him.
The umpire did call it, but no one heard it. So this quarter's actually flown by. I do wonder if they've taken 5 minutes off now, this last quarter. 5 to go, and the margin, well, the scoreline is actually exactly what it was on day 2, 45-30 to Victoria. So still 5 minutes for these teams to show some sort of improvement on the scoreboard.
I think Queensland were a better side than what they've shown us tonight.
Munter.
Really just a couple of little adjustments in their basics would make a massive difference to Queensland. Always eventually comes down to basics.
Certainly that 16-3 second quarter
Really hurt.
took them out of the game, really.
But hopefully they'll look at that and think for the other 3 quarters we were in the game and we can take it to them and we can be a little bit more consistent, cut out some of the errors. He's had a hard night.
He has. He's
He's
given
down
his
again.
all. So the umpires called held ball on Melsheimer while Lotes was, I guess, waiting for him to be out of play. And McIntyre just flicks that to Fran. So Victoria with the chance now to get the ball back to where they wanted it a matter of seconds ago. Lotes,
Sometimes you just want the umpire to use a little bit of common sense. The player's on the ground and
well, it was either play on or him, have to call time.
And
so
there's the potential of it being dangerous had he played on and there's a player on the ground in the circle and we all go up for a rebound and there's someone on the ground.
So Victoria missed the last 2. Spinks now. McIntyre just
Great take
on
under pressure.
the other side of the circle. It's not the smartest move.
It's very hard to defend, to get around Lowbridge and try and get a hand on that.
So 2 minutes to go, or what we think is 2 minutes to go in the game.
And Queensland with a bit of luck should come away having won this last quarter.
It was a better drive, but just short on the shot from McIntyre.
Queensland very slow to get back in and defend. I think they've had enough of this game.
And Jones, as Melsheimer ends up on the floor again.
He's going to need an ice bath tonight.
He might need 2.
Eh.
Oh, drives the ball through, does Cowling to Lotes. Great finish. That was pretty from Victoria.
And it's all my fault because I said Queensland might win this quarter.
Oh, quick hands from Martin.
He did that very well.
Cowling. That was a deliberate there from Hocking.
I'll have to apologise for Queensland for suggesting they might win this last quarter.
2 Queenslanders went up for it. They had to auction it between them. Oh, and through the hands of Hocking. Spent it before he had it. Cowling still driving hard in the Victorian attack end.
And very strong onto the ball. He uses his body well. He's got such power on the edge of the circle. You'd always feel confident giving him the ball. Unlucky there.
Spinks now, Burton.
Oh,
Wide and Selfridge
good effort to have a go at that one.
had a dip at the end, but Victoria far too good on day 4 of the championships. Defeat Queensland in the 23 and under division 48-31. That was tough to watch in patches.
It was tough to watch. I think though that if Queensland, they're not quite, they're a better team than that score indicates, and I think if they could just tidy things up a little bit, have a little bit more confidence, a little bit more fight in it, they could certainly close that gap. But Victoria were very slick, very strong, played hard until the end of the match, chased the ball down well.
So we'll be back right after this with the player of the match. So we're back with a medals to go player of the match for Victorian 23s and under, Jaden Cowling. That was a pretty physical match out there.
Oh, extremely physical. Every time we play Queensland, it's been a tough encounter. So yeah, tonight didn't disappoint.
So you've got an early match tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock against New South Wales. It's probably going to be just as tough as this one. What do you do between now and then?
Look, we've got to recover well tonight. Obviously, do everything right to prepare well. Tomorrow morning we can't take light. We've got finals coming up on Friday. So again, I think New South Wales will be a tough game tomorrow, so we've got to follow that through from tonight.
Well, congratulations on your medals to go player of the match. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll give you this.
Thanks very much.
And up next is the open mixed division between New South Wales and Victoria. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you.
No worries. I'll take